Sometimes life just gets to be a bit too much. And well, sometimes Vegas gets to be a bit too much too. Yeah, it was a good time, my most recent trip to Vegas. Lots of great faces, great places. We had a great time. But today, I don't want to talk about what I did in Vegas. I want to talk about things you can do in Vegas. And I want to welcome you to the brand new Vegas Tips and Tricks Weekly. Okay, so here we are. This is a first draft, I guess you'd say, of our new show. And as many of you will remember from my conversations before in our live streams and elsewhere, I'm trying to incorporate a new video editing tool, which is purportedly really, really great. um, for the Mac and now for the iPad, called Final Cut Pro. And I have no doubt that it is feature filled and that future videos will incorporate explosions and special effects I know it's pretty simple to like actually sort of link these little clips together, but there are things that just seem way more complicated than I needed them to be. But nonetheless, I'm going to stick it out and try to continue to learn more about the software and the app and improve on it. I mean, it took me a while just to figure out how to insert that little sound clip in the beginning. But I remained confident that over the course of the next few weeks and few months that I'll come to master more elements of this and it will create a more enjoyable viewing experience for all of you. But anyway, we'll see. It's a start. For some reason, I can't figure out how to use the Apple Pencil on this thing. It does not want to cooperate, so I don't know. We'll find out, I guess, or we'll figure out an alternative. Yeah, so like I said, this is mostly a test, I guess, but did want to get something out there. Also have some really good ideas for our new Vegas Tips and Tricks shorts, which will be releasing at least a couple of those next week. Kind of an introductory one, and then maybe a little clip that I have that I think is kind of fun and kind of epitomizes some of the wins and losses of going to Las Vegas. But yeah, a lot going on right now in my world, as many of you know, and next week is also going to be a pretty busy week. But hopefully, again, we can continue to add some new features to the show. I am curious, and please just let me know in the comments below how many of you would be interested in my sort of sports picks. I have recently started making some some sports bets, excuse me, and I've been doing reasonably well. And I know I talked at one point to my friend Mark, and he was talking about maybe doing some sort of sports bets tips for the week. So that might be a fun thing to incorporate as an element of the show. Again, as we go along. Excuse me. I've mostly been betting NBA games so far, and I've had reasonably good luck. We'll see how tonight's games go, but I've been doing pretty well on that. So I thought that might be fun to do during the season, if there's any interest in that. Otherwise, a lot going on in Las Vegas this month. And the big thing, of course, and it's, I guess now pretty much 2 weeks away, is the Formula One race. And most of you have probably seen some of the photos and videos that have been posted of the grandstands that are being constructed, still in the process of being constructed. Some of them right in front of the Bellagio fountains. And the organizers, in coordination with the city and the casinos, have put up these little sort of barriers so people can't walk over the pedestrian walkways and see anything. And they're already getting, of course, vandalized because, of course, it's all pretty ridiculous. But I do know the prices of rooms have been going way down in recent weeks. So we talked about that, I don't know, probably a month ago already. But actual tickets to the race are pretty much non-existent, I guess. I don't know what the sort of carrying capacity of all of those things are. The other sort of big news in Vegas over the last month or so, and it's really been pretty big news, bigger than I thought it would be, is the opening of the MSG Sphere. And it opened up and has continued to have shows from the very popular band U2. I have had correspondence from people who are not Vegas people interested in going to this show or going to a show there based upon the clips they've seen, based on really the totally, and here's a word that gets overused, immersive experience that one gets inside of this sphere. Frankly, it looks a little overwhelming to me. I'm not sure if it's, I definitely want to see it and experience it someday. But obviously, like Formula One, not quite like Formula One, but obviously ticket prices are pretty high. And early on, anyway, the lines have been very long. They have not yet mastered the process of getting people in and out of there promptly. So if you do choose to take in a show, and I recommend you give it a try, if you've got the time and the money and you're there, do expect some snafus, at least for the first few months. But the last few weeks went on in Vegas as far as our Vegas vlogging friends. I think it's already been probably 2 or 3 weeks out since we saw sort of the, I guess what became the sort of offspring of the original Rocktober, which morphed over the last couple of years into Granny Fest. I am not as in tune, certainly as I used to be, with all of the various slot channels out there. There are a lot of them, including Granny and Dice, who I've met on a couple of occasions and who are just absolutely delightful people. So if you do want to check out a slot channel, it's definitely one to consider. But I see a lot of people at these events. I don't know who they are. I feel kind of embarrassed that I wouldn't know who they are. But also, this is like, attracted, people like Travel Ruby, who are, among sort of the most successful of the Vegas bloggers, Norma. So it's become a huge event. And certainly, if I ever happen to be in Vegas again during early to mid-October, I may have to check it out. But typically, I think for the next few years at least, it's probably going to be a birthday trip. So that isn't really going to work out. But obviously, there's a lot of folks that have vlogged this event. So definitely take a look around YouTube and check out the latest Granny Fest. I mentioned the Formula One thing, and I do know that I know some people that are in Vegas right now. I'm curious if any of you are actually going to be there during the race, and what your plans are for watching the race somehow. Just going to watch it on TV. And if you are going, what did you end up having to shell out for a room, or are you one of those people who get comps regardless of how busy and crazy it is in Las Vegas? But so it's going to be a short show today, and it's not quite, it doesn't have as many bells and whistles as I had hoped it would, but wanted to get something out and wanted to check something out in terms of getting some good product and utilizing the software. And we will learn every week a little more about how to make this more polished and more impressive. And we'll incorporate more Vegas little clips along the way. But for now, I'm going to go ahead and wish you all a good, happy weekend. Hope you have a great lucky and healthy week. And we'll see you all next week on Vegas Tips and Tricks Weekly, the new Vegas Tips and Tricks Weekly. And we'll see you during the week with a couple of our new Vegas shorts. Till then, take care. Bye-bye.